I got interrupted by my roommate and her awkward friend who's also a guy. But that's okay. It's the fourth take. I don't care. This is the MYPC podcast, recorded at 8:40 p.m. on March 29, 2013. I don't care, it's the fourth take. I don't care. Okay, we're going to finally start this podcast. How are you guys doing? Fourth take. Lovely how that works. You also might notice that the audio quality has changed. I have an M Audio microphone, $80 at Best Buy. Has a couple glitchy complications, like, I don't know, when I plug the USB in for this mic, I have to receive audio out of the mic. I find that really ignorant, really silly, so not the best, but hey, I'll take it. I'll take what I can get. Not afraid of that. And trust me, there are far worse things. I might get those circle meshes. I'm not sure. We'll see how that goes. Audio quality, from what I have tested thus far, is not bad. But we'll see what happens. Today's subject is retail bullcrap and what it ensues. I've worked retail for about 5 years. I'm telling you what, it's not the easiest job. It isn't. It just isn't. Good luck with that. It's not the easiest job in the world. And with working fast food, there are parallels. You know, you have your behind the register trying to handle stupid people, but hey, you live, you learn, and you keep moving on as forward as possible. Here's what's interesting, though. Of the 5 years that I've worked as a retail clerk, I've learned a lot more than I ever did as a fast food clerk, and there's probably reasons to that. I don't know what they are directly, so hopefully they aren't anything too indirect, but I will be explaining some of my fun stories and what they relate to in the stories that I want to tell, and hints to a really good retail clerk. Also, if you hear noise in the background, I apologize. That is my roommate, who is a very good friend of mine. She was married previously to my dad, but we are very good friends now. So, if you hear any background noise, please disregard that. She is busy doing things up here in the upstairs, and I have nowhere else to do this podcast, so your bitching complaints can go to her if you hear anything. If not, then it's Casper the Friendly Ghost saying hi, and he's totally humping the mic. So, as a retail clerk, you have these stupid moments in life where you just question reality. Either it be with a customer, a coworker, yourself. I've had moments like that where I'm like, why did I hit that button? You're sitting there, you typed it all in, you go to hit subtotal and you hit cash out on accident, you're just like, why did this happen? And luckily it takes two easy things of a manager to fix. And you're just sitting there like, why did I do this? Why did I do this? Blah. And you just want to kill something. But then there's people who you just want to slap, but you can't because you're in uniform and you are representing the store. You are their guards at the front door who will handle the processes and contracts and guarantees of a delicious burger for $1 or that t-shirt for $5. And trust me, it's not the easiest thing to do, trying to keep your shoulders back, head up, cap on straight, no horrible blemishes on your face. SpongeBob episode involving the critiques of a fast food clerk applies here greatly. Watch that episode, by the way, you'll learn a lot more than you think. And believe me, when it comes to working with society, you learn things. I already told myself if podcasting becomes a big thing in my life, that I would automatically not stop my part-time job because, and here's why, because I need that interaction with society. Even if it's bad, I need that interaction as a feed and as a information gaining tool. Without it, I'd be stuck in my room. My roommate can attest for this, as well as her daughter, that I don't leave the house unless I go to work or school. So you can already assume that this could end very badly. But, nonetheless, I would hold on to the job because I need that feed. But then there are some days where I just want to hurt someone, okay? First things first. People are stupid, okay? People are stupid. Rule number 1. No, it's rule number 2 of my roommate. Rule number 1 is treat others as you want unto you. Rule number 2 is people are stupid. And allow me a few examples, okay? First one, and I've seen a couple of Yahoo ads do this in articles, in their blogs, but I need to stress enough that this still also applies. I don't have a job where I do tips or anything like that, so I can't account for that. I'm just talking as a sales clerk, okay? Let's say your store opens at 9 a.m. Let's say you're a really nice retail store, so let's say you have $300. Nah, that's too much. $150 start you off, because it's 9 in the morning. Nobody's going to buy anything expensive, right? No, they're crazy if they do. So, you have $150 or so in your drawer, and that's it. That's your starter money. It's so much money it's already in your drawer, so you have change. Customer walks in and buys a $5 shirt and a $2 toy. Maybe he's buying a toy for his kid. And let's say $7, $7.36. I don't know what the tax would be. Here locally, it's 6.5 cents on the dollar, so take that as you will. Math. Sure, go ahead and do your math corrections on the comments section. You know you will. And let's say he goes to ring it. You ring it up, 7:36. Don't do this. Don't. I don't care where you're from. I don't care what money you have. Don't do this. Go to the bank. They're open at 9. I don't care if it's a weekend. Some banks are open at 9. You can go somewhere else and ask for change. You can ask a manager. Go to a store and ask the manager, can you break 100? It's all I got. They'll gladly change it out for you before the transaction. Then go shopping. Because here's what happens. The person will hand me a $100 bill. Okay. Manager to the front register, please. Manager to the front register, thank you. Click. 2 minutes later, walks up. Can I get change for 100? Goes into the office. Stand. 2 minutes pass. Comes out with, what is it, 520s? 20, 40, 60, 81. 520s. Hands them over. Okay, that's 7:36. Takes a 20, gives him change back, and you've just wasted 5 minutes of my life, as well as your own, for handing me a $100 bill on a $7 purchase. Don't do it. It's not worth my time, and it's not worth yours. If you have to and you have a $100 bill, ask the manager. Can I get a manager to break 100? It's all I got. We will gladly call a manager. Most clerks would rather have it that way anyways. If you have other suggestions, leave a comment below. Here's story number 2 for you. We have 3 registers, okay? Three registers. 1, 2, 3. They're all in a row. Now, we don't have numbers on our registers. They're old, junky registers, tall poles. It's an old place. So we don't have numbers on our registers to assign, what's what. But you would think, with your logical mind, if you're looking around, looking for that close sign, that's obviously the front counter. We're going to get to that in a minute. But if you have that one customer standing there, looking for all 3 registers, looking for that one person, and I'm coming from behind going, I'll take you on register 2, and there are only 3 registers. Which one are you going to walk up to? Time's up. The answer's the middle one. Because I don't know why in your logical head you would think that the outside registers 1 or 3 are logically 2, unless you can't count. What the hell is wrong with you? Apparently you count 1, 3, 2. 2, 3, 1. Apparently you can't count. 1 and 3, understandable. They're on the outside edges, and they don't know whether we're going by 1, 2, 3 from our view on the opposite side of the registers, or 1, 2, 3 based on the customer's point of view. So it's a little difficult sometimes to interpret that, but no matter which way you look at it, 2 is the middle one. Come on, at least get that much. What really gets me is I've done this before, is where close signs go up, and you still have a customer sitting there laying their stuff on the counter, and they're still waiting for you, even though it has a close sign up. I did it at a self-checkout, and I felt like such a dumbass. I was like, why did I do that? It was a self-checkout at Walmart, which is like across the street from our thrift store. Yes, I work at a thrift store, don't judge. And I'm like, why did I just do that? There's a close sign. It's not on the scanner. It's more like on that first lift where you put all the stuff in there in the first place, and it just kind of sits there, and that's when you transfer it over to the scanner, thus into the bagging area. So you have like 3 sets of areas where you can put stuff. It was sitting on that first sitting area. I still put my stuff up to transaction it through. Why in the hell I did it, I don't know. I'm a dumb customer, so I feel bad for doing this in a way, but at the same time, I'm going, nope, never did that. On some of these logic. And I still have customers do that. At our thrift store, by the way, when there's no drawer, like actual cash drawer, we actually stick out the actual drawer from the register. So you can plainly see there's nothing in there. And yet, we still get customers putting stuff on the counter with the close sign up, putting stuff on the counter when the drawer is out empty. Logic! Why does this miss us? I have no idea why this happens. And a lot of people will come up with situations and problems and occurrences where we just want to slap someone. I have never really had too much of that as a retail customer. However, I have had that problem as a customer in fast food, not through my actions, but through the clerks. This sucks, because what happens is this. I'm going to use drive-through as an option, as a little guide. Here we go. We're driving up. Hi, welcome to... Can I take your order, please? Can I have a number 1? No pickle, no onion, with cheese. Can I get a baked potato instead of fries? And can I get a large sweet tea light on the ice? Here's the thing. Okay? Here is the problem. By the way, that's how I like my number 1 at Wendy's. It's the number 1, no pickle, no onion, baked potato, plain, no with chives, no sour cream, just butter, with a large sweet tea light on the ice. And here's the thing. You get a teenager running drive-thru, and you have this infamous amount of what the fuckery. Because, granted, I said my order really quick. That's why I go really slow and I pace it out. Customers, take note. One step at a time. They can only hit the buttons so fast. So, I repeat it. Okay, I want the number 1, no pickle, no onion, with cheese. Would you like that as a meal? Yes. What would you like to drink? Well, can I replace the fries with a baked potato? Sure. Can I get a soft drink? Yeah, can I get sweet tea, light ice? Awesome. Why, when I pick up my items, is it wrong? Now, I know this happens to a lot of people. It's wrong! Oh my god, it's wrong! Okay, go back in. I checked to see who's making the sandwiches. It's a 16-year-old kid. Oh god, help us all. Bad enough you've got a 16-year-old running the drive-thru. It's bad enough you got a 16-year-old running the normal register. It's even worse now that you have a 16-year-old making the sandwiches. Now, I understand that at 16 is when 15, I think, is at 15 and a half, I think, is when you can generally get your own job here in America. I don't know what it is. 15 and a half at least to get a driver's permit. I think you have to be 16 to get a license. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. But last time I checked, it didn't take a chemist to make a fucking sandwich. And this is at 9. This is like early peak 11. To be absolutely honest, depending on where you live, ours specifically is not that busy at 11. It doesn't actually pick up until noon. Because most people are late bloomers here in where we live here in Ohio. Our southern part of Ohio. And more like central southern still. They're not as active at 11 o'clock. So there's nobody in front of me. Nobody behind me. There should be no room for mistake. The fact that you have a 16-year-old who has no enthusiasm of his job. I understand you're at a fast food place. I understand you thought swag was the cool shit. And now you end up with McDonald's. By the way, if you really want to mess with people, get a philosophy degree and then go into the drive-thru and ask, why would you like fries with that? That will just put people on their toes. But anyway, so the fact that you have a 16-year-old at the drive-thru just annoys me as it is. And you expect me to be able to just stand there and totally take it. I'm sorry. They don't care. And I hate that they don't care. Because they're learning the skills that they will need in order for them to advance, assuming that they're going to college and get a better job. Why are they standing there with fingers up their butts, pissed because they can't have their cell phones on them? Which, by the way, is never proper etiquette. I don't care if your job allows it or not, unless you can get special permission from the manager. Never have your cell phone on you. I don't care if the manager permits it. Don't have your cell phone on you at work. Just don't do it. It's not worth it. So, we've got that basic concept out of the way. As a clerk, It's not easy. I'm not saying it's an easy peasy job, and I'm not saying it's a hard job either. You meet interesting people. Very interesting people. I've met actually a couple of parents who have really rough kids because I believe one of them actually does have Asperger's. And it was really interesting. Sorry, the screen went black. So I had met this wife who has a kid who has Asperger's. I don't know where the husband was, but I did meet the mother. Great kid. And ever since I've met that kid, I've learned to take more repercussions as myself and with my sister, who is also autistic. And everyone kept staring at him because he was doing weird things. Everyone kept staring at my friend from school because she wears cat ears and a tail. And she was wearing a maid outfit at the time because she can. She goes to campus with cat ears and a tail. Because she can. She can. Guess what? I don't care. I'd do it too if I had the balls. I'd do it too. And this guy was standing behind her, just eyeing her up and down. And I treated her normally because she's my best friend. She's like my sister that I just don't get to talk to all the time. This guy was just eyeing her up and down. And she walked out. And I looked at him, and he looked at me, really confused. And I just looked at him normally. He's like, did you see how she dressed? And I was like, yeah. Is that all for you? And he just looked so confused. And I was like, I wanted to, and I didn't. I wanted to look at him straight in the eye and go, sir, don't make fun of my best friends ever again. Have a nice day. But you can't do that because, God forbid, if you give an attitude, God forbid, if you try to stand up for something, you can get fired, which I never understood that. Here's a few things I don't understand about companies. They can have opinions. People who work for companies can have opinions. I can't understand how a company can have an opinion. You know, this whole KFC and gay marriage thing. How does KFC have an opinion? The main guy in charge and owns KFC can have an opinion, but KFC itself cannot have an opinion. KFC should abide by laws saying that they must be an equal opportunity worker, employee place, occupational job place. But no, we get people who say, well, KFC is against gay marriage, and now they're for gay marriage, now they're against. I don't fucking care. Give me my goddamn chicken sandwich. I don't care. You have good food. Okay, don't get me wrong. I'm straight. But I don't care if the company has a bystanding because they still can't offer you bad food. If they give you bad food, it's discrimination, period. And if somebody has a problem with that, I'll jump over the counter and give you a good reason not to make my food incorrectly anymore. I'll punch you straight in the face and spit in your food and see how you like it. Because it's not okay. So, stupid people. And along with all of that, there comes a proper etiquette problem that I'm going to talk about here for just 1 second, okay? We're closing up here, and I still need to get to the main point. As a clerk, you may even run into problems with fellow co-workers. And I have this problem all the time. In our establishment, we do not have a hierarchy system. Just workers and managers. Doesn't matter if you worked register for 10 years. You are still equal to us. To me, who's only been there for 5. So, you can't have this all-out system of hierarchy just because you've been there longer. And for some reason, you want to just, give them what you got. And I'm not pointing names. I'm not insinuating anything. And I'm not meaning any of this by an offense. I'm sure there are people at my work who would like to bop me on the head and say, shut the fuck up, bitch, and do your work. I'm sure there are plenty of people who would like to do that. And I'm sure they're probably listening and they want to beat me up tomorrow once this thing gets uploaded. So, hey, how you doing? Want to go for lunch? All I'm going to basically say is if you have any problems anywhere, if you are new to the clerking processes, whether you're working retail or fast food, here's the thing I need you to understand. If you ever have a problem with anything, go straight to your manager if all else fails. Go to your clerk, fellow coworkers, sub-managers or assistant managers, and then go to your main manager. If If your main manager cannot give you the necessary information and needs that you are needing to attain, then you know their priorities and you need to get out. If you feel that need and that intent so much so, it doesn't matter your views of the other person, whether you like them or not. Both sides, whether it be me and the customer, me and my coworker, coworker and me and manager, manager and me, need to shut up and just do your job. Customer needs to provide the money as according, politely, and I must give the change back in accordance, politely, and move on with our lives. I have a couple of coworkers right now who I'm not going to list names. I'm not. And if this gets pointed out at my own place of work, I'm not afraid to say I'm not going to mention names. Everyone has that one or two coworkers that you don't like. And I don't wish ill will on anyone. I don't. And I'm not going to do that now. If you ever feel a situation where you must complain about a fellow coworker or complain about a situation where you are unsure of certain processes and you keep getting mixed signals, go to the main manager. If anyone has a complaint thereafter, even after you've gone to the main manager, then you direct them to the main manager. Don't be afraid to talk to your manager about anything from disabilities to processes of how information is passed around or how the process actually works in store. How to make a sandwich, how to put the clothes away. Don't be afraid to ask questions. It is unwise to not ask questions. If you can't ask questions, then what good are you? Do me a favor, people, start asking questions because it's going to help you in the long run, quite frankly. So, we have that out of the way. What's the final little bit we have? We got 10 minutes to kill still, and I feel like I've covered so much more because my head hurts. Oh God, my head hurts. And I still gotta save this and transfer it over to the computer downstairs. And, quite frankly, I'm tired of stupid people in general. You guys know this. This is a theme. Perception and stupid people. I know they're linked somehow. I'm getting there. But I have learned a lot through my place of employment. Through the people. Not the corporation. The people. The people are what makes the corporation. The corporation doesn't make the corporation. The owner doesn't make the corporation. Yeah, they can. They can make certain decisions. But in general consensus, the people who you hire will make the store. If you train them correctly, if you have them do what is proper and necessary, listen to them. They have great ideas. Treat them fairly, give them the reward that is needed, and so on and such forth. You will then find what you are looking for. And you will undoubtedly find what you need in life, as well as them, and everyone will be happy. Here's a few hints and tips to get you started if you are new to being a clerk. 1. Be sure you are absolutely clean. Depending on your job, you might have to shower every day. If you work fast food, this might also be prominent. Be sure to wash your face before, during, and after work, especially if you work during fast food. If you work retail, don't worry unless you sweat profusely. Just wash your face before, have some face pads during, and wash your face after. If you feel that you don't need to do this, that's fine. Just be careful of blemishes and makeup. 2. Don't carry your cell phone, even if your manager allows it. It's not worth the interruption of another customer through your Facebook text message. Number 3, if you are having a problem with a customer, feel free to say to them, hey, I'm not sure of what could be possibly done for this problem that you have. Allow me to grab a manager. They will be able to help you better than I can. There's nothing wrong with passing a problem to a manager. They will be able to handle the issue at hand. I don't even know what number I'm on. I think I'm on number 4. But believe me, I'm probably wrong. I can't count to save my life anyways. Do your best at your job, even if it's McDonald's. Do the best of your job, to the best of your ability. Because you never know. Maybe you might become manager. That doesn't sound like a star job, but you know what? It has benefits. And it'll get you started. It'll be a stepping stone in life. And hell, I would still love to find a day where a 16-year-old is actually enthusiastic about working drive-thru. You know why? It's one of the easiest jobs you can have. It's easy and hard all at the same time, but it's well rewarding, kind of. Inside, knowing that you did a good job and you made someone else's day. Don't forget to be awesome, guys, especially when you're behind the mic. Another point I guess I could probably make is that if you're ever having problems with a fellow coworker, don't cast revenge. Don't do it. It's not worth it. You'll be in charge of the loss of your job, not them. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Number 2. God, not even number 2. I think we're on like 6. Something like that. and I still have 5 minutes to kill. Don't let this become a dead-end job. Okay, if you're working fast food, clerk processor, don't let this be a dead end for you. Find something else to do. Take it as an advantage. Meet people, learn about them. Don't be afraid to ask how they're doing. No, I know that sounds like nobody cares about how I'm doing. Ask anyways. How you doing today, sir? Oh, I'm doing pretty good. How about you? I'm doing pretty good, hanging in there. Can't complain, at least the sun's out. Remember when the weather was a bad thing to talk about to start a conversation? Yeah, look at that. It's not a bad thing, just keep focused. And I guess one other thing I can say is don't let the low paychecks get you. Don't let it kick you in the butt, okay? The low paychecks will help. If you're in school, put the money aside. If you're in college, put it aside. If you're on your own through a special income program, or you have low income in some kind of way and you have a place of your own, try to save as much as possible. And I'll tell you how. Remember that small video on my prsfilms channel about coins and saving? Do it. Take any change you accumulated throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the month. In a year, you can save almost $200 on average with coins alone. Quarters, nickels, dimes, pennies. Alone. That is incredible. And it's not hard. Just because you're working fast food doesn't mean it's the end of the freaking world. Our current thrift store has a dream program we're going through right now, and we were able to write down our dreams. I have a few. Little mortal dreams, and then there's emotional, spiritual dreams, but I don't admit those because, well, that's for a different day. So, to end things off, and as a summary, you're going to run into stupid people. Don't worry about it. It happens. Keep a cool head. Don't snap. Keep yourself clean, proper, mature, shoulders back, head up. If you run into any problem with children, this is especially an interesting one, pay attention because you might be able to find the parent. Talk to the parent. You can walk up to the kid and tell them, hey, I need you to get off that. If they cry, keep calm and collective. Don't panic. Tell the parent, I calmly said he needs to get off of that. It's not a toy. I told him very calmly. Or go to the parent and tell them you need to get your kid off the toy. Calm, collective, strong, but not deadly voice. Tell the parent, hey, is that your son right there? Okay, I don't mean this by any offense, but I need you to get him off of the treadmill. It's not a toy, and we've had people get hurt before. I'm just asking if you could please have him off of the treadmill. That won't hurt you. It's calm and collective, and you don't have to make any interaction with the child. Just a heads up. If you have comments, questions, concerns, or anything along being a clerk of any kind, whether through retail or fast food, or maybe you're a mechanic, or maybe you work at the cubicle, let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear your stories. Speaking of comments down below, I am doing a Autism Awareness Month theme next month. I don't know how many podcasts I'll be able to get out, but I would like to do autism themed. I can't guarantee they'll be half hour long either. It just depends on the comments that I will be receiving from you guys. I will only be accepting email notifications, please only. I will be receiving them from prsfilms at rocketmail. I'm going to actually take a second and type. It's actually kind of a nice sound test. Let's see, that would be yahoo.com. It would be under prsfilms at, I believe, rocketmail. Oh, that's right. Shout out to Richard Griffiths, by the way. He just passed away at the age of 65. So, sad face there. But I do believe it is prsfilms at rocketmail. If I'm incorrect, please look at the description below. The subject title must be autism subjects. Actually, make it autism podcast subjects. Let me try it again. Autism project subjects. No. Okay, last time I'm going to get this right. Autism. Autism podcast subjects. We good? Autism podcast subjects. Email me your stories, your confusions, questions, comments, concerns. thoughts on autism in general, anything you want to talk about, anything you want to get out of the way, please email me. I'll gladly bring them up. I might have a couple of guests. It depends on what the situation occurs, and we will soon see whether or not it will work out. I am not afraid to bring any guests onto the story. I just only have one mic, so hopefully that'll work. Send me your questions, comments, concerns only through the email, and I will lovely like to hear your stories, comments, concerns, and fashion tips. Please no fashion tips. I won't listen to them. But anyway, this is Megan for the Musy YouTube podcast, MYPC. It is now approximately 9:10 p.m. I'm tired. I was up this morning at 7. I know that's not very early for some of you, but it is early for me. And I still have to upload this thing. So I will talk to you all later. Peace out. And remember, don't let the clerk job get in your way. Have fun at work. It's okay. It's okay to have fun at work. If your boss won't let you have fun at work, that's their problem. You're not doing anything wrong. Just don't be stupid. Peace out, guys, and thanks for listening.